Trojan Felly. What's up, man? USCJ here. It's the top of the morning. I hope everybody is getting ready to get up, get out, and make some things happen this morning. Listen, we all still riding high on the big time press conference from the new USC administration / coaches. Look, man, we all know it's still go time. It's only popping. It's only cracking. But I want to talk about some of the things that Lincoln Riley had to say and really kind of lock in on some of those things as it relates to the new coaches that were hired, the new staff that was hired, that's going to help him, enable him to do his job effectively like we all know it. Now, I brought this kind of up in my live immediately following the press conference. I was lost in the sauce. I was essentially on my way to work, so I did a live kind of on my phone. But I really want to lock in on some of the things that Lincoln Riley had to say, and even Rex Ryan, particularly. Everybody makes reference to Rex Ryan. His press conference, he did a phenomenal job. He really showed the character, the kind of individual that he's going to be, and how that's going to translate to this football team. But I really want to talk about something that Rex Ryan had to say in reference to Lincoln Riley's play calling. Everybody knows that Lincoln Riley is the play caller. This is why it never made sense to me as to why get a offensive coordinator now. This is no knock on anybody, because I think Coach Hewitt, I think he's going to help hold Lincoln Riley accountable, maybe, in the run game, in different aspects of the game, just like probably Coach Henson probably did. But when you're talking about a play caller, Lincoln Riley is the master play caller. This is how we identify who he is. This is why we always admired who Lincoln Riley was as, at Oklahoma. It's because of the offensive explosiveness that he possessed and the mind he had. That's why when everybody refers back to Lincoln Riley, they always say he has that offensive mastermind. What good would it be to take away that from Lincoln Riley and just have somebody else totally just take over the helm as the offensive coordinator? It would make absolutely no sense. Rex Ryan's recognized that. I recognize that. And those who really understand this really understands that. I think Luke Hewitt is going to be more of an assistant, the same way Coach Henson was. That's kind of the way I feel about that. But what Lincoln Riley had to say in reference to all of these things opening up to him and, the coaches not being tied down, not being just burdened down with the pressures of NIL, with the pressures of the transfer portal. And you guys remember, I want you guys to reflect back. I want you guys to remember something I said when all of this stuff was just all the way out of control, out of whack for us. One of the things I said, we need different departments. I said we need departments that is going to, talent, identify the talent in the transfer portal. We need people that are going to identify how to distribute funds, know how to distribute funds as it relates to the NIL. You just got to have different departments. Lincoln Riley alluded to that, and now we're seeing a whole structure being put together like it's just nobody's business. But I want you guys to listen to something that Lincoln Riley had to say in reference to that. It's incredible. Listen to this real quick.
In different ways, but it's certainly trending much closer to that, where there's a lot of synergy, but there's also kind of separate responsibilities, and it really is going to be kind of its own department within our.
So that's Lincoln Riley. He's talking about the staff that's being hired. It's going to be a staff within the own department. But you got to have these things. You got to have these things to be separate from the coaching staff. You got to have them be in its own department in order to make this thing function. Lincoln Riley and the staff, they kind of had everything kind of going together, the recruiting department, the NIL, the transfer portal, and it really just made things overwhelming for a guy like Lincoln Riley. Now, I think we're going to get the best version of Lincoln Riley that we've never seen before. Well, we hadn't seen actually since Oklahoma. You got to remember, all of these things that were tied together, such as NIL and all these things, that didn't even exist at Oklahoma. So we saw a less stress, a less overwhelmed Lincoln Riley. And as a result, we saw a more free Lincoln Riley. And now we're going to see that this year. The burden has officially been lifted. It's officially go time. And so I think that being said, I want you guys to, I went and looked at the Raiders staff, how they were structured. And I'm just going to show you how a front office is structured and look at how many executives. Look how many people they have in the office. And it starts up with Mark Davis. He's known, he's in the front office. And then you have Sandra Douglas. She's the team president. And just giving you an idea, because we're kind of structuring ourselves. And if you guys think we have a lot now, there's probably more coming. And the reason I'm naming some of these individuals out is because Lincoln Riley alluded to the fact that they're not done yet with roster movement. We're going to see all types of movement. And you guys know B.A.W., I think he just the coach, linebacker coach. He was an assistant that filled in for Matt Inch. He actually went to Georgia. And so we're probably going to see more roster movement, roster change. Excuse me, not roster, but personnel changes, administration changes. So, I'm not sure how it's going to happen. Now, I will say this, Coach Dog, I believe that he needs to stay. He came from Tennessee. He's big on recruiting. That's just my personal opinion. At the time I'm recording this, because you guys know I upload some stuff the day before, but at the time I'm recording this, he's still on staff. I think he needs to stay and play. He's Polynesian. I believe the Polynesian community loves him, and I believe you kind of got to have that going. That's just a bonus for USC to keep Coach Dog. I think he does a phenomenal job in what he does at recruiting, and he's kind of he's an assistant right now. I don't know. I can't remember his exact title, but so when you look at the front office, this is how it looks. You got Sandra Douglas Morgan. She's a team president, and that's where she's at with the Raiders. You got John Spytek. He's the general manager. You have an executive leader. You have Larry Delson. He's the member of the board of directors. You have Christian Banks, SVP marketing. You have Justin Carley. He's SVP general counsel. You have Michael Chrome, SVP general financial officer. You have Heather DeSanto, SVP human resources. You have Cueva Martinez, SVP chief sales officer. You have Cheryl Nichols, SVP administration, facility, and ownership. You have Piper Overstreet White, SVP government and community relations. So I'm not going to get into all these, but you see the point I'm trying to make. The point is that you have different parts to make up a staff from an administration standpoint that covers so many different things. You could have somebody even for marketing and with the NIL. You could have somebody with marketing and, and transfer portal, whatever. But it has to. This is the way college football has gone. The NCAA basically opened the doors, the floodgate for this. It took us a while to catch on to all of this, and now USC is officially. We could honestly say that USC is all the way caught up. Probably had the best staff in the country. And look, I think it's straight up go time. It's on the popping. It's on the cracking. So look, you guys can hit me in the comments, man. You guys can tell me what you think. You guys already know where you can find me. Those are a couple of observations I had from the press conference. We know we couldn't get it all in one day with that live, but I kind of wanted to tackle this because I think that not only are they done, they're not done yet with the construction of the staff, but I think that Lincoln Riley is we're about to see the best version of Lincoln Riley that we haven't seen before. Hit me in the comments. You guys tell me what you think. USCJ32 on Instagram, USCJ32 on Twitter. I'm out of here. Happy Friday to everybody. Fight on, fight on, fight on.